You're watching the Final Call Newshour. I'm standing here with Sister Stacy. Sister Stacy, it's 2010. We're at the Martin Luther King Marade. How important is the Marade events like this to our people?
This event is especially important for our people, and not just our people, but for the entire community, to bring each other together, to uplift one another, to show brotherly love and respect. And especially with the events over in Haiti right now, we really need to come together as a people.
Absolutely.
This event just shows and depicts what we need to do for one another.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You're watching the Final Call Newshour, and keep it locked and give something to the people in Haiti, man. Those are our people. They look just like us. So let's keep them in our prayers and our thoughts. You're watching the Final Call Newshour. Stay live. You're watching the Final Call Newshour. Your brother Herman Muhammad. I'm standing here with one of the hardest driving soldiers in the city of Denver, in the entire country, as a matter of fact, Brother Jeff Muhammad. And he's armed to the teeth with the #1 newspaper. Show it to him, brother. On the planet, the Final Call newspaper. Brother Jeff, what are your thoughts on an event like Martin Luther King Day Marade?
Well, it's a wonderful event here in Denver. I love the concept of the march being part of the parade, right in line with what Dr. King did when he was among us, working among us, marching among the people, trying to get freedom, justice, and equality for our people, brother.
Yes, sir. And Brother Jeff, it's 2010. As the paper points out, it's a new year. What do we need to do as a people to win in 2010?
2010, we need unity. U-N-I-T-Y. Just like the Queen said in the song back in the 90s. Unity. We need to combine our nickels, dimes, our quarters, and our dollars to form a black economy. Because politics without economics is what?
Symbol without substance.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's what
You're watching the Final Call Newshour. Keep it live.
Peace.
More interviews on the way. Doing more interviews for the Final Call Newshour. This is Herman Muhammad. I got my beautiful sister and her son Chauncey here. Sister, I want to start with you. What do we need to do in 2010 as a people to bring about the unity that we're seeing today at this Martin Luther King Day Parade?
Love each other, give each other love, and look out for your fellow man and give. We need to give more. We need to quit being so selfish, materialistic, and learn to give more to help your fellow.
Yes, ma'am. Brother Chauncey, what are your thoughts on today's event, the Martin Luther King Day Parade?
I think that it's a beautiful thing. I think it's also a sad thing that it takes situations like this for us to come together. We only come together twice every year. When we could come together every Sunday, we could have an event like they did back in the old days. Every Sunday or every Saturday, let's have a unity day. But we don't do that, and that's what we need to do as a community so that we can grow, because if we are one, we will grow as one.
Yes, sir. It's a recurring thing. It's unanimous. U-N-I-T-Y. Unity is the key. You're watching the Final Call Newshour. I'm standing with my man, Apostle Jeff Campbell. The God is in the house. We're live at the Denver Martin Luther King Day Marade. Brother Apostle, what do events like this mean to our people?
To our people, whether you agree with Dr. King or not, it is important to come out and to support this event because it's all about progress. To me, this event in and of itself means progress for our people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what do we need to do in the spirit of Dr. King, in the spirit of the ancestors who came before us, to keep this sort of unity that we're seeing today, to keep it going?
Well, in order to keep it going, you know, it doesn't stop with just marching and a holiday. You've got, you know, Martin Luther King drink specials at the club. You got the march is brought to you by Coca-Cola and McDonald's and all of that stuff. You have to look beyond that and look at the civil rights issues of the 21st century. We're still being racially profiled. We're still being shot down in the streets. So would Martin Luther King be satisfied that, you know, we now have a holiday with a black man, that we have a black president? There is still a fight, still needs to continue to fight. So it's celebrating our progress, but also recognizing exactly how far we have yet to go.
You can only get this type of information on the Final Call NewsHour, nowhere else. And you can only read it in the Final Call newspaper, nowhere else. Keep it locked. You're watching the Final Call NewsHour. You're watching the Final Call NewsHour. I'm live here with my brother Kwam and AD, two of the hottest comedians in the world. You hear that? We want to talk about the importance of a Martin Luther King Day Marade. Kwam, we'll start with you. How important is this event, brother?
I think it's really important to bring people together and unify all cultures, like Dr. King, you know, when he was alive at the time. And now we're living that dream, not only with the African American president we have in there, but also the African American unity that we're coming together now as people ourselves.
Yes, sir. AD, in terms of the unity that we're seeing today, how are we going to keep this thing going after Martin Luther King Day Marade?
By attending all events together like this, and not only that, but keeping the consciousness of it at all times. The best thing about this parade is that, for one, we never forget the sacrifice that was made.
Right.
He took it, a life was given for you, it was sacrificed for your better and well-being. And this is why it's always important to attend this parade, so that you never forget. Even though we have a black president, a lot of y'all feel that we have already overcame. We have not overcame yet. We're still marching on. But this is why we never want to forget. And soon we need to also march on Malcolm X's birthday too. There we go.
I told y'all he wasn't ignorant. I told y'all. You watching the Final Call NewsHour, right? Watching the Final Call NewsHour with Herman Muhammad. I'm standing here with Sister Kendall. Sister Kendall, how important is the Martin Luther King Day Marade?
The Martin Luther King Marade is very important. I think it should develop a little bit more so that we can start bringing out all the wonderful black people in history that supported the cause. Pretty much.
Yes, ma'am. And how do we keep this unity going? We have a beautiful day of unity today. How are we going to keep this going after this day is ended?
How do we keep it going? That's a very good question. Well, Black History Month is coming up soon. I would encourage everyone to actually probably spend a week every day, like a different week of each month of February, probably researching a black person in history that you've never heard about. So there's a lot of things that happen besides MLK and, you know, now Obama and Malcolm X. There's a whole lot of inventions that happened. There were a whole lot of other, you know, murders that happened. So I think it's important that we learn about all of that.
All right, you're watching the Final Call NewsHour. Keep it live. Watching the Final Call NewsHour. I got my sister on the Ponte Drive in the house. Let's start with Sister Monica. What about the importance of Martin Luther King Day Marade? How important is this event?
I think what stands out most for me being from Chicago is just a sense of community and the ability for people to get together and set an intention to do something positive. So I think continuing that every day in all ways that we connect with people and work together is what this is all about for me. And this is what I see, and this is what I'm experiencing.
Now, sister, how are we going to keep the unity going after today is over?
We do have to set that intention to seek out one another. That is often a problem that we have. We show up at these events, we show up for Kwanzaa, and then we don't see each other anymore. I know that we have a difficulty here in Mile High connecting with one another because we're so spread out. We do have to make the effort, though. There are lines of communication that we can use.
Yes, ma'am. And finally, sister, what are your thoughts on today's event?
I would say that today's event represents a great community spirit and a desire for freedom, and just pulling it together.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You're watching the Final Call News Hour. Keep it live. This is Herman Muhammad. You've been watching the Final Call Newshour. I want to thank my brother behind the camera, Brother Isaiah Halim. I want to thank my sister, my assistant, Sister Samia Anissa, Sister Imani Tahira, and Brother Jalil Elias for helping today put this live edition of the Final Call Newshour on. Remember, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Let's keep this UNITY going. Peace, and we out.